Hello and happy Monday. I missed you guys. I missed Football Manager, but if you don't follow me on Twitter, you haven't seen the community post I made on YouTube, you may have noticed no videos last week. Well, there was one video last week, then my PC decided to stop working, and whilst the F1 Manager videos which are edited from streams already existed, I didn't have any means by which to sit and record and play Football Manager. I have a temporary solution. This is the first video I'm recording on it, so if you're seeing this video, yay! It now all works. If you never see this video, I'm probably crying on my sofa again. Anyway, the good news for you is that we should be relatively back to normal. We're here with Union Berlin, and we are ready, finally, to start a brand new season. Last year, you might remember, we finished 5th. This year, I want Champions League football, but if we're going to do that, things are going to be tricky because the man who really propelled us to 5th last year, in Lucas Nemesha, 10 goals in 13 games for him last year after he joined us in January, he's injured for up to the next 6 weeks. That's certainly less than ideal. Today we've got our opening game of the season. It's against Cologne, who we actually played last year in the cup final and beat. We were down to 10 men, so as is the way with Football Manager, 11v11 today. We're probably going to lose. Welcome back. Today is episode number 21 of Union Berlin, and before we get into things, just a little plea as much as anything. Because there were no videos last week, the series is going to have fallen out of the algorithm a little bit. You know, that almighty mystical YouTube algorithm. So, in order to help propel the series back into people's homepages and the recommended, if you could leave a like on the video, if you could leave a comment, let me know what you missed the most. What did you do instead of watching the videos last week while we didn't have them? Leave that in the comments. Any kind of engagement you can give, heck, just sharing the series with some friends you maybe know watch the videos as well, helps me out massively, and hopefully it's going to help us get back on track. Now, of course, last episode that was a week ago, we had the hour-long transfer special, and well, since then, we've done a little bit more in the way of dealings. I say a little more in the way of dealings. I made one further signing, and it is this man, Nicholas Tower. I brought him in as a right-back option for us, because I kind of feel like we needed one. Of course, this year, I think Bullet is going to be the main man at right back, and Danny Da Costa has been a good backup for us over the years, but at 32 years old, his physicals are starting to tumble. He could potentially be away as well with AFCON on the horizon this year with the Angolan national team. And Tower, I mean, if we just look at him here compared to Da Costa, I kind of just view him as a flat upgrade. And ultimately, when you have a 24-year-old who you can sign who's going to upgrade your first team for the measly price of £3.6 million, you kind of have to do it. Also, played for Schalke. Even more reason to sign him. We are basically Schalke 2 at this point. They're Schalke 4, or Schalke 04. We should be called Schalke 2. We've got so many of their players. Elsewhere, one more deal that I've not confirmed yet, but I am leaning towards confirming, is the signing of Addons. This guy available from Leverkusen. 21 years old, good little defensive midfielder option, very good playmaker kind of player. To be honest, Leverkusen got a bargain at £1.3 million for him, but I've been presented with the opportunity to sign him. The bid that's been accepted is £7.5 million. I'll be honest, I can't remember if I asked for confirmation or not on this transfer before the PC went bang, because it has been a week since I've touched the save game too. So after the match, we might actually have him join in the club, or we might still be awaiting confirmation. I can't remember what Past Jack decided to do. Is it an overpay at £7.5 million? Maybe a little bit, but for a 21-year-old, top-quality defensive midfielder who's from Germany, has loads of potential, I feel like you could spend £7.5 million on a lot worse. Now, since last episode, we have played 2 games. The first of those, the Super Cup. We played it last year and got hammered by Bayern Munich. The scoreline itself, slightly more respectable this time around against Leipzig, but truth be told, we weren't exactly great in this game. Hadel had an okay performance, was a bit of a makeshift look to the team. We had a kind of a few players away on Olympic duty, as I recall. In fact, I think 5 first-team players were away. Bullet wasn't available. I mean, you can see here. There was key players missing. So 2-0 defeat. It's the Super Cup. I'm fine. The other game I would have liked to have won by a few more was against Westphalia Rheinland. They are I assume a lower league team. I've never heard of them. Their badge looks not great. I mean, I'm not going to question their graphics design. You can see here, their key player was this guy. So the fact we only beat them 3-0 was disappointing. And what made things worse was, this was the game where Nemesha got injured. He didn't even need to be playing in this game, but I wanted him to get some goals to start his season. He did get 2 goals in the game as we won 3-0. But he also got that long-term injury, which doesn't exactly mean our season's getting off to the best possible start. Today's episode is going to be a little bit on the shorter side, just because I need to test video making on my temporary PC solution. At the time you're watching this video, because I'm recording this video before the weekend, when you see this video on Monday, there might even be a new PC in place. But I digress. I'm explaining all the details. All you need to know is I'm trying to get things back to normal. It's been a stressful time, and yeah, let's walk before we can run. If I try and get 2 matches done and then it just doesn't work, that will just make me feel sad. One thing that might cheer me up, though, is heading to the Rhein-Energie Stadion. I don't know why I've gone with Energie. It's probably not pronounced like that. 50,000 seater, looks very, very square. Some standing up behind one of the goals. Let's go do an away day. Let's go and take a look at Stefan Baumgart's house. I say that like the manager plays and lives at the stadium. That's not how management works. You don't live at the stadium for the team you manage. Or maybe you do, because you know, like when you're a little kid, you always thought teachers lived at school. Maybe I was just a stupid child. I don't know. Anyway, away day. Let's go do it. So for today's away day, we are heading west. We're heading to that cluster of cities towards the border with the Netherlands in Germany, and we are heading to Cologne, which is actually probably nearer the border of Belgium, but that doesn't matter. I'll level with you, not really sure where the football stadium is, although there's a place here called Soccer World, which, I mean, this isn't where they play, but when a place is called Soccer World, it'd be rude not to visit it on an away day. It's just an industrial estate, this, isn't it? Where is Soccer World? Soccer World. It's not quite Disneyland, is it? Not far away from Soccer World, though. We have our away day, the Rhein-Energie Stadion. First impression, lots of grass, lots of places to play sport. I guess there's football pitches over here, hockey, tennis, clay courts, though, not a fan. The world's smallest swimming pool, an Olympic swimming pool, I think. Diving boards, I mean, I tell you what, full day out here. American football. There's an American football pitch next to the stadium. I don't know how to feel. Also, lots of running tracks. They love their running tracks in Cologne, it turns out, but that does mean none in the stadium. Have to say, the actual area around the stadium, very green, very clean, looks very nice. Now I'm curious to see what the actual stadium looks like. And good news, breathe a sigh of relief, we have options. Let's have a look at it from the main road. Here is the stadium, the Rhein-Energie Stadion. I mean, it looks unique. It almost doesn't look finished. I mean that in the most polite way. Like, put some walls up. Why are there no walls? Has just dawned on me. Not seen any car parking. Is there any car parking? Do you have to get the train here? There's not even that many roads, is there? I'm getting anxious thinking about the parking situation. Although, okay, there is. This is P5. Where's the other parking? Where's P432? I'm getting distracted. Let's get back to the stadium. Oh my word. Oh, they've got red and white LEDs up the towers. That's very cool. I feel like I should change my lighting to match. Give me a moment. I think I can recreate that lighting pattern. Let's give it a go. I mean, I've tried, but the red looks more pink on camera, and the white doesn't look good. Let's go back to blue. Here I am, concerned about the fact that this episode may never see the light of day, and I'm just dicking around with light settings to try and match a football stadium that I'm visiting in-game. I don't mean this is the line we had before, but we're just going to stick with it. I'll tell you what, 50,000-seater stadium, it looks absolutely packed. This is clearly a really, really well-supported team. I feel like a lot of football stadiums are very round and bubbly and in a space age era. This one, it's very blocky, it's very rectangular. It kind of reminds me of kind of older football stadiums. Like this picture here, I don't know, this is from 2018. This could have been taken in the 90s and it wouldn't feel out of place for this kind of football stadium. I think I love it. This image was captured in 2010. It doesn't look quite as colourful and pretty here, does it, on this miserable day that Google visited, but you can go for a wander around the edge of the stadium. In terms of seat art, it's not the most ambitious. Does get the job done. I mean, generally speaking, it's a quirky away day, but the lack of footage means we can't truly embrace the quirkiness and uniqueness. Quirkiness and uniqueness. I don't know what we've stumbled in on here, but quirky and unique is what we'll call it. I'm getting distracted. I need to give a score. The Rhein-Energie Stadion, I am going to give you a above average 6.5 out of 10. Stadium was great. Lack of footage later down. Area around the stadium, very cool. lack of parking. Anyway, this is our first game of the season. Hopefully, we're going to get off to the best possible start. If you're wondering, Jack, how are we going to be dealing without Nemecha? Well, I am looking at Demirovic to step up and be counted. This guy at 27 years old joined us from relegated Augsburg for £2.9 million. The year before they were relegated, he got 12 goals for them. Last year, he got 4 as they went down. I want to believe his lack of goals is not due to lack of ability, because I think when you look at him as an advanced forward, as that lone striker, he should be up to the task. And I think he's the kind of man who, when you compare with Nemecha, there's not actually a world of difference. They are similar players. He's not as good. But in terms of as a backup, we've brought him in for when situations like this happen. Would I want this situation to happen on the first game of the season? Absolutely not, but it's the hand that we've been dealt. Elsewhere in the team, Nets is starting a left-back. Torino Riga is the other man who starts in our team of the new additions. On the bench, a few options, including Tower, who we've signed for today. And of course, this year's wildcard, Mohamed Diamande, starts on the bench, the kind of man who I think can have a crazy impact if we need to call upon him. So they are playing this narrow 4-1-2-1-2 system. They played this against us in last year's DFB Pokal Cup final. On that occasion, we took the lead but went down a man. We actually saw out the game to win 2-0, and I want to believe with the overlapping wing-backs, we're going to cause their full-backs issues and we won't be overloaded in the middle. That's how I'm hoping things are going to play out, but this is Football Manager. Anything can happen. Nets on the far side, of course, making his debut in the Bundesliga, donning the colours of Union Berlin. I'm hoping that today we will get a result here. Cologne, whilst they got to the cup final, they're not a team that should really be finishing above us as far as I'm concerned in the league. We should have the quality to see them off, and we may have an opportunity here. Bullet, Scott, Kraus, knocking the ball around nicely. Wiedrego pulls the trigger just over the bar. I don't know if there's any visible difference for you guys, but playing the game at least right now on this Frankenstein PC, it's kind of working okay. One thing I will mention is I've had to change my audio setup. So if I sound different or things are a bit weird, they should hopefully get better over time if they are weird. Hopefully it's fine right away. That would be the dream, but technology never works like that, does it? Neither does Football Manager. Things are never all right away. Sometimes you got to try again. And well, Wiedrego's effort over the crossbar is the only highlight so far as we're now in the 38th minute. This game has to have goals in it, surely. Something's got to happen here. I'd rather it be us getting the goal rather than them. But we may have some defending to do here because Philman is bringing the ball forward. He floats it towards Selke, who heads it not that far over the crossbar. They have picked up 3 bookings in this first half. They are battling away for tackles, but those players are going to be walking a tightrope. Maybe something to keep an eye on here. Also, maybe we should keep an eye on the ball. And Gabriel Pereira, who's bringing the ball forward. Selke should have scored. Hadel made the stop, and in fact, the striker, who I thought may have been offside, was actually behind the ball when it was played. That would have counted. Makes the save even better. I feel like I should have bigged that up more. I was kind of waiting for the assistant to raise his flag. I was kind of waiting for Torino Riga to pass the football. He puts in a tackle, but Selke's still got the ball. And, well, that is our new left centre-back, everyone. Yeah, he's covered himself in glory there. Torino Riga, £7.5 million. Forgets the football exists. I mean, he nearly made a great recovery, but unfortunately, the striker held firm, was strong, and hammers it home to give the home team the lead. Right, half-time. Don't want to throw a water bottle, but I am going to get shouty. Lads, what was that? We have to be better. We need to step up. That was shocking. Not that I'm necessarily thinking about doing it just yet, but one thing I have prepared for this year is to go much more attacking in certain games. Is this the kind of game where I want to go much more attacking? You might be looking at this monstrosity thinking, what is this? If you watch Park to Prem this year, we played a variation of this system in the National League. Is it too early to go this attacking? Because I'm thinking Zach Hyen plays as a striker for us. I know he isn't great at the role, but he can kind of do it. We play someone as a target man. Who am I playing as a target man, you might ask? I think we'd bring in Morstedt to play as the target man. 18 jumping reach, 196 centimetres. And then, well, we shuffle things around a little bit. You know what? I think I'm going to go for this here. Alex Scott's going to play as the centre mid on attack. I'm going to take off, I think, Demirovic, who's just not been good in this game. We're going to bring in Morstedt for his senior debut in our team. This guy, just as a reminder, only 19 years old. He's going to have Nemecha to the right, Zach Hyen to the left. Two, well, players who are more midfielders than strikers, but can play there. I'm going for this early. I think I'm just keen to have an entertaining match, having not played the game in a week. Well, I thought having changed the system up, goals would flow. We're now 20 minutes into the second half. This is the first highlight. We are committing men forward. The wing-backs are going to be getting forward. I'm hoping we can maybe run them ragged in the midfield. 3 strikers on the pitch as well, just as a reminder. Alex Scott wandering wide. Zach Kyan is inside. Scott, though, looking to go all on his lonesome, whips it all the way to Bullet, the right wing-back. He's going to bring it forward. His cross isn't a great one. Martel now steps up with the ball. 2 centre-backs are going to be a little isolated here. I'm hoping Kraus is going to provide the adequate coverage as we knock the ball around. Drago has an effort that's blocked. It falls to Bullet. The right wing-back, good forward, whips it in. Mosted hits the crossbar. And I thought for a moment the youngster was about to cover himself in glory on his debut. Instead, the woodwork denies him. And now suddenly we just look very vulnerable on the counter-attack until Alex Scott is gifted the ball. And now, well, I thought we were going to make something happen. No, Hubbers puts in a tackle, but that was something to go off. Zach Hyen's not been good enough in this game. I am also playing him out of position, to be fair. We're going to bring in Tillman. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Adriano for Drago. Move Alex Scott across. In fact, you know what? I'm taking Alex Scott off. Diamande, come on down. We now have 7 players on attack duties. What could go wrong? They've got the ball here, but you can see they've got the 2 centre-backs back against 3 strikers. So whilst we are outnumbered here, if we win the ball and get it forward quickly, we can punish them. And Martel is looking to do just that. Felix Nemesha, the centre mid, comes striker, plays it to Morsted. Options in the middle. Tillman is one of them. Malik Tillman on off the bench. First goal of the season, Morsted, lovely assist. Earlier on this year in Football Manager, I went through an obsessive phase with target forwards. I love target forwards. We brought on Morsted and put him as a target forward, and he's delivered immediately. Lovely ball into Tillman, who was left unmarked. The overload up in the final third works out in our favour. And now I'm looking at 17 shots that we've had, 3 on target, thinking if we could get a few more shots and a few more on target before this game is over, there might be more to come in this game. Unfortunately, we might need to do some defending as well because the ball is going to be whipped in. It's headed away. Adriano wins the second ball, but it's not a million miles away from danger. And now Minchev hits it against the woodwork, and we just about scramble it away. 4 minutes of added time. Is there to be a late goal here? We're very attacking. They've got more attacking. There's 60 seconds left. We have a highlight. Don't leave this game early. If you were trying to avoid the traffic, I don't know, go back through the turnstile. We've got a chance. Morsted has scored. Tillman has assisted him. And, well, the youngster, he's turned provider. He's now turned goal scorer. He's not even 20 years old. I don't know what they're doing here, just to be clear. I mean, what are they doing at the back here? That ball is one of the worst passes at the worst moments ever. The wingback then doesn't get forward to, well, put anyone offside. Morsted, not the most convincing of finishes in terms of the representation in 3D. We're going to take it, and ultimately, we're going to win our first game of the season. 2 subs linked up twice for the goals. I want to claim it's tactical genius. I don't know if we'll ever use this again this kind of season, although based on this, maybe I should be. Is it bad that I'm even surprised that tactic has worked as well as it has? I mean, genius. The worst thing is I'm going to feel like it's going to work next time, and there's no chance it works as well as that the next time I need to call upon it. We have our answer to the Addons situation. Passed Jack a week ago. Did already hit the confirm button on this guy. So he has now just joined us. I do need to register him. Not sure how much of a role in the first team he's going to play this year, Aiden, but as for one for the future with his potential, I think we're on to a winner. By the way, Max Morsted, man of the match on his debut. 9.0 rating for the 19-year-old. I mean, he's an absolute giant of a man. Half tempted now to start him in the next game with Nemesha out injured. Well, in terms of starts to the season, we've waited a while for it. That's kind of as good as it could go. A great little result to open up our winning account for the year. Hopefully, the first of many to come. I mean, if we were now to play another 33 games in the league and not win again, that's not going to happen. But if it did, it would be mental. Fingers crossed, by the way, this video has made it on YouTube. If it has, like I said at the start of things, I do appreciate the patience last week. Believe me when I say, you not having videos might be frustrating for you. Having to spend 2 whole days going through the PC, much more frustrating for me. It's been a stressful time, but I think we're over the hump. I think most things are sorted now. Touch wood. If you're seeing this video, clearly this bit worked. So there should be normal content from here on out. Like I said, I appreciate the patience. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like on things. We will be back next time. What game for? I'm not entirely sure. You'll have to come back to find out. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack. I'll see you all again on the next one. I'm out.